Hey beauties, it's Riri. If you're new here, I'm an over 40 lover of all things beauty and I love showcasing indie brands here on my channel. I also love unboxings, you guys do too. And when we can join indie brands and subscription boxes, it's even better. I just received my Eyescream Beauty box. It's in a bag this month. My Eyescream Beauty box for the month of May. This is a $29.99 monthly makeup subscription. I'll drop deets right here for you guys. And the preface for this is to be makeup heavy, makeup forward. You get a palette in every single bag, and the focus is on indie brand makeup. As always, base and brows are done so that we can try some products out if there's something in here for us to try. This is one of my favorite subscriptions. I think they nail it every single month. And of course, y'all know my love for indie brand makeup, so even better. I do also like that generally speaking, while I'm trying to get this open, generally speaking, they try to kind of build a cohesive look for you, meaning, you know, if there's a lip product, it generally will match with the blush, or will match with the liner, or will match with the palette, so on and so forth. So I'm gonna go in, we'll pull the first thing out. And the first thing I have is the Appeal, the Hydrating Eyeshadow Primer. I don't know that there's like a tone or anything like that, but I'm gonna assume that it does not. So we will definitely try this out too. That is a massive eyeshadow primer. It is hydrating, so that's pretty cool. And I will show you what it looks like. Ooh, that's gonna be nice. Okay, I like that. Eyeshadow primer. Okay, we're off to a good start, you guys. Next up, I feel a little bit of bubble wrap, which is generally a good sign. This is from Ofra. I love Ofra's blushes, their bronzers, and their highlighters. This is the Pressed Powder Trio in California Dream. So blush and bronze and a highlighter. Right now the highlighter on me would probably be a little bit too deep, but I also feel like we could kind of swirl all the way through and just get kind of a really pretty like rosy bronzy shade. So not mad at that at all. I'm thrilled. Next up, this is the Base Blue, the Micro Precise Brow Pencil. Damn, sorry y'all. I will definitely try this out in another video. I'm trying to see if there's a shade. I don't see one, but there's the packaging. Okay, this is saying shade 02. Ooh, I think I'm gonna like that. I love this packaging too. It's literally just clear, and then we can see the brow pencil. And it is more of the kind of teardrop shaped. Let me try to get as close as I can get here. Ooh, I think I'm gonna like that. And look, y'all know brow products are one of my most purchased and most used products. So I'm absolutely freaking thrilled so far, you guys. And you get 5 to 7 products. Next up. Oh, another. I think I saw something. I try not to get spoilers, you guys, just so I can be just as surprised as you guys. This is another of the Base Blue. This one is in shade 01. But I think I saw something where like you were gonna get a couple of shades. Next up is the Illuminati, the Glowing Lip Oil, Hydrating Ultra Shine Lip Oil in Mauve. Ooh. Okay, so we'll definitely try that out. And y'all, all this is $29.99. Just saying. Oh, that's pretty. Of course, it's probably gonna be like more sheer. I do want to see what the doe foot applicator looks like because I like a gigantic one. Yes! And I like them to smell good. And it does. Ooh, I'm excited as heck about that. Right now, I have on the Polite Society Big Mouth Plumping Lip Oil Gloss. I love that product. All right. And then next up, I have a Chantico Beauty. I'm going to assume it's going to be a like pigment, a loose pigment. Anything that I know I won't use, even if I've used it like for demo purposes, everything will get sanitized if I have touched it, and it gets put into my resale group over on Facebook. My link to that is always in my description box. Oh yeah, that's pretty. I'm seeing blue and pink. Oh, that is stunning, you guys. All right. All these products, y'all, and then of course we still have our palette. I think that's my last thing. Okay, let me just double check. And then the last thing in here is the, ooh, pretty. the Beauty Creations The Legend eyeshadow palette, and it is a sparkly, beautiful kind of fuchsia pink shade. They are cruelty-free, 24-month shelf life. I've been really impressed by Beauty Creations. I have quite a few videos up using their products. That is gorgeous. If you are a purple lover / cool tone lover, you would absolutely love this palette. And I will say, I'm not generally, like, I'm pretty against it most of the time. I'm not generally a fan of like glitter shades, but there's something about these and the way that the gel is in with these, or whatever, you know, their binding agent is, that it doesn't go everywhere. So these are glitters that I've, you know, gotten some good use out of, and I'm okay using, and I recommend and stuff like that. Of course, do what makes you feel like the best version of yourself. If you don't like them, don't use them. So we're gonna run down one more quick time. We have our palette. We have our Ofra Blush Bronzer Highlight. We have our Illuminati Lip Oil. We have our Appeal Hydrating Eyeshadow Primer. We have 2 brow pencils from Base Blue and our Chantico Beauty pigment. So I'm absolutely thrilled. Again, $29.99. I absolutely always feel like I get a wonderful bang for my buck. I'm absolutely thrilled, y'all. I'm going to give 5 out of 5 yellow hearts again. I think they nail it pretty much every single time. Let me put some stuff away that I know I am for sure keeping. All right, let's pull the hair back. And I'll go ahead and prep first. We'll use the Appeal Hydrating Eyeshadow. If you're new here, I'm sorry, honey. Eyeshadow Primer. If I can get it to come out, y'all. All right, it is a very, very soft, pale, like yellow shade. And of course, the little cooling applicator feels nice. I generally would not use this. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This reminds me of the Alter Ego one in terms of the texture and stuff. It feels thin, a little bit slippy. Not a whole lot of coverage. Sure, you know, if you're a beauty babe that you need coverage on the lids, you're not really gonna get that with this, but the texture and stuff feels nice. It almost just feels like a thin lotion. And then while I wait for just a second for that to set, go ahead and put that up. Look, y'all, I'm trying to be better about when I film to like put all my shit away when I'm done. All right, and then I'll go ahead and bronze and blush up the Ofra Pressed Powder Trio in California Dream. Go in with my little blush brush. I'm not always a big fan of these. That's why I said I'm most likely, I just want you guys to be able to see what these do, but I would most likely just kind of swirl it all together and just hope for the best. Whoa, that's a little bit more pigmented than I anticipated, which is fine. And I'm gonna make the blush a little punchy right through here and kind of focus it on just this area. And then of course, I like blush on my nose. I love blush. I think blush just kind of freshens a look and stuff like that. It just makes us look more awake and more alive. And my foundation today, I literally just have on my Benefit Brow with my Revolution Brow Gel, and then my foundation is the LYS Beauty, the foundation stick. Pretty. And I like on this side I didn't go in quite as heavy, so you can see, you can kind of diffuse it out a little bit as well, or punch it up, which I like. I am going to take my foundation brush. And anytime you feel like you've maybe put down a little bit too much product, if you just go back over it with a powder puff, your sponge, your foundation brush, it will diffuse it a little bit. And I'm gonna grab my Judy brush from the crayon case, and I'm just gonna kind of swirl together. Like both of those together definitely gives me like Too Faced Sun Bunny vibes, and that's my favorite bronzer of all time. I'm gonna pinch my brush a little bit just so I can make sure I get in here a little bit more evenly. And then I am gonna tap it off because I feel like that's really pigmented, and now I'm scared. And then I'm going to start towards my hairline and just hit kind of the high planes of my face where the sun would naturally kind of kiss and bronze up the complexion. And if you did receive this and you have fair skin, if you kind of do the application that I'm doing where you kind of pick up just a little bit of both, you can see that even though I've kind of punched it up just a little bit, it's still pretty soft and pretty diffused. Then, you know, that way if you're looking at it and you're like, oh, that's too deep, or the highlighter's too deep, it just kind of becomes more of a glowy bronzer instead. So try it in that manner. Also, the more fluffy and open your brush is, the least amount of pigment you're going to put down. So if you go in with a super open fluffy brush, it's not going to be quite as punchy and pigmented. But as you can see right here, I put down a little bit too much. You can see that it really gets punchy. Ooh, I like that. Okay, I might have used a little too much. I do apologize. And then of course across the nose. And then I like to bring some down here. And if I have a low cut top on, I do generally take like my bronzer and stuff across there as well. I'm gonna press it out and still try it today, to be fair in the video. I don't like that primer. I don't know if maybe it just needs to be shaken, or maybe I just need to like kind of squeeze it and manipulate it some. Maybe like the natural oils from this kind of came up, you know, to the bottom of it. But it's creasing pretty badly and feels pretty slippy still. I'm gonna move forward. We're gonna see. I'm gonna go ahead and test this out. Let me take this product off, and I'll go in with the lip oil. Again, it smells nice. I love the doe foot applicator. Slightly a thicker formula. But not gloopy or sticky. If you're familiar with the like the Fenty Beauty ones, how there's like a little bit of density to it, a little bit of like grip to it, that's kind of what that reminds me of. I like that a lot. Okay, we are gonna try to do a look and hope that this primer doesn't fail us today, y'all. All right, I'm wearing like a tealy aqua. I'm wearing some of my merch. Of course, my merch is always linked down below. So maybe we'll try to go. I don't really want to do just all neutrals. I do like purples with teal. And then maybe we can try that glitter shade. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I'm actually really drawn to this kind of, I call these more of like a dusty type of purple. So I think I'm gonna come here first, not getting much kick up at all, but it picked up beautifully on the brush. And I'm gonna keep this really, really low so that I can blend it out with something else. Ooh, that's a pretty shade. And actually, I think I'm gonna try to go with something darker too. So I'm actually gonna bring this up some and let this be more of my crease shade. Yeah, I feel like my lid just looks real oily now, and it is like kind of separating and creasing. And I have very, very, very dry lids, so that should not be happening. I will give the primer another try. Maybe kind of like, you know, squeeze it and massage it and like kind of work it in a little bit. Maybe it just settled during transit, so it needs to be manipulated a little bit. So I will update you guys on that. So far though, I don't like it. All right, I go right beside it right here. This is more of kind of a blue, like roll type purple. And now this one I will use as my nice, rich, deep shade. Definitely feeling like I'm getting pretty close to pan color, which is what I like. And in saying that, I like to get to pan color. I like the opacity. I like the, you know, level of pigment, but I want something to be easily blendable, meaning as I'm blending it out, can my, you know, edges feather and stuff like that, and this is doing that. So it's working beautifully. I'm gonna tap that off. I'm gonna go back into the original shade. Like I said, now I'm using that as kind of my blending shade. And I'll go around the outer portion of this shade. Little tiny circular motions. Ooh. And look, if you have brown eyes, y'all, I've said this for a million years. Even the purples are not my favorite. Greens, of course, are. But purple with brown eyes, beautiful. Match made in heaven. All right, I'm gonna switch my brush. And I'm gonna go right here, pick up a little bit. This feels more of like a satin. It's quite opaque. I probably picked up too much. I'm gonna put this on the inner inner corner. That's way more punchy than I anticipated. Whoa, that's pretty. That is stunning. Oh my gosh. I'm going to go into the more lilac-y shade, like right beside this one. Hopefully it's not too dark for the brow bone. Oh, that's beautiful too. Ooh. That is gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to get up a little bit of my Gourmande Girls Glitter Primer. I did pay for this myself, but it's my favorite of all time, and I do have an affiliated code with Gourmande Girls. And I'm going to place a little bit, kind of more focusing on the ball of the eye and the front of my lid. Okay. And we're gonna try this glitter shade. Hopefully I don't regret this, but like I said, even with like the Tiana palette, I used the green shade that was in there and I didn't get any fallout at all. But what I do, as you can hopefully see, instead of kind of going in and like rubbing, I'm placing this and just kind of like walking my finger across it. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more. Again, pressing and lifting. And this, for me, I have found that I get less, fallout, because I am somebody, again, I'm not really a glitter fan, like a chunky type of glitter fan, because of the fallout, because I have sensitive eyes, because I have cut my eyes before. And then a really good tip too, when you're going to remove this, because that's sometimes when it can kind of get everywhere and get in your lashes and stuff. I like to start by taking a piece of Scotch tape, put it on the back of my hand first so that it's not extra sticky, so it's not pulling and tugging on the skin. I take it and put it on the back of my hand, press it gently, and then pull it from here this way. Being very cautious, of course, going very slowly, and it kind of picks up any like looser particles and starts to pick up that glitter. Then I go in and remove. Let me shut my mouth, let me go finish this eye, put on some mascara, and I'll come back with final thoughts. And here is my finished look. I did go in with some mascara, some white liner. I also went in with the same shade that I did on the inner corner. I use that as highlight, of course, for my nose and my cheeks. And then I topped the lip oil with this beautiful purple glitter right here. So I'll get up close and personal and show you guys the finished look. And I will pop the informational card up for you guys as well. And that is it. That is my unboxing of the May Ice Cream Beauty box, as well as a demo tutorial using my products. 5 out of 5 yellow hearts, as always, you guys. They never disappoint. It is a slam dunk 99.9% of the time, and I'm thrilled. I love the look that I created. But yeah, that is it. Thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you for coming into my space. Thank you for allowing me into your space. Thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Thank you to my beautiful channel members. I love you all. Stay happy, healthy, and safe. And of course, be your own best beautiful. Bye, beauties.